Unit 7, Complex Quadratics, practice quiz number 1. All right, first question, simplify the square roots or the radicals. So we have 3 in here. The first one is square root of 16, which is plus minus 4. Okay, no tricky there. Square root of negative 25. So first thing you do is pull that negative sign out, which means we get an I on the outside. And square root of 25 is left over. And then the square root of 25 is 5. So you get plus minus 5 times I. And then square root of negative 128. So first step, pull the I out, 128. And I want to see if we can simplify by dividing by a perfect square. We can by dividing by 64. So we get I times the square root of 64 times the square root of 2. And that is equal to, square root of 64 is 8. I square root 2, and it's plus and minus. Question 2, simplify the complex numbers. So we need to take our I and look at how many I's we can pull out. If you remember from the assignment, every set of 4 I's can be pulled out. So like this first example, we have I to the 4 times I squared. I to the 4 becomes 1, so times I squared, and I squared by looking at your chart is equal to negative 1. So you get 1 times negative 1, which is simply negative 1. I to the 26. So take 26 divided by 4. 26 over 4 is 6.5. So we can take out 6 chunks, or 6 sets of 4 I's. 6 times 4 is 24. 24, so actually what I do. So 6 times 4 is 24. So we're going to do 26 minus 24 leaves us with 2. So really what we have is I squared, which we just did above, is equal to negative 1. So first 2 are negative 1. And then I to the 261. Same process. 261 divided by 4. 261 divided by 4 gives us 65.25. So we do 65 times 4, we get 260. So we're taking away 260 I's from 261, which means we're left with 1 I, and 1 I is simply just I. All right, simplify the expression. We need to add like terms. So 12 plus 15 is 27. And then negative, I'll do this one in red, negative 5I and 9I. So negative 5I plus 9I gives us positive 4I. This one we have a negative sign, so we need to distribute that negative to the 6 and the negative 7. So we get negative 6. Negative and negative turns to a positive 7I. Now add like terms. We have 4 minus 6, which is negative 2. And then 2I plus 7I is 9I. 5 and 6. Now we're multiplying. So we need to do the box method. We have 2 binomials here. 8 and I. 9 and negative 5I. 9 times 8 is 72. This is 9I. 8 times negative 5 is negative 40. I. And negative 5I times I is negative 5I squared. So let's write it out. We have 72 for there. And then we're going to add our like terms. Go away. There you go. This is 9 and minus 40, which gives us negative 31I. And finally, negative 5I squared. Now, because we have an I squared, we can write that as negative 1. So we really get negative 5 times negative 1, which turns to be a positive 5. Add this positive 5 to our 72. So we get 77 minus 31I. This one's actually a little easier than the last one. We have to distribute the 8. So 8 times 9 is 72. And 8 times negative 5i is negative 45. And we're done. Last two is using the quadratic formula. So we have negative b plus minus b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. These are actually already in order. We don't have to rewrite them. So we have a, b, and c. So I'll do my quadratic, or my formula, without my letters. All over 2 times a. Oops, 2 times parentheses. Okay. Now so our a value is 1, that's here and here. Our b value is, go away, negative 9. So negative 9, negative 9. And finally, our c value, I'll do that one in black, I guess, is negative 36. Let's do some math. Negative, negative in the front turns to be positive. Negative 9 squared is 81. Negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. And negative 4 times negative 36. 4 times 30 is 120. 4 times 6 is 24. So we get 144 all over 2. 81 plus 144 is equal to 225. So we get 9 plus minus square root of 225 all over 2. The square root of 225 is 15. So we have two answers here. 9 plus 15 divided by 2. So we get 22. Sorry, that's not 22, it's 24. 24 over 2. And our other answer is 9 minus 15, which is negative 6 over 2. And both these can be simplified. We get negative 3, comma 12. Gross 12. I'll write that again for you all. And those are the two answers. All right, one more. This one has slightly more complicated numbers. I'm going to write my quadratic with the parentheses right now. All right, so our b value is negative 6. B goes here. A is 2, and C is 13. So negative, negative turns to a positive 6. Negative 6 squared is 36. Negative 4 times 2 is negative 8. And negative 8 times 13. That gives us 94? No, 104. Minus 104. Yeah, so negative 8 times 10 is negative 80. And then 8 times 3. Yeah, that's you right. Just confirm. Yeah, 104. And over 4. Now we evaluate our square root. So we get 36 minus 104, which gives us a negative 68 all over 4. Go through our list of perfect squares, and we can divide a 4 out. So we get 6 plus minus square root 4. Oh, and an I. Negative sign. Don't forget that I that comes out. I forgot about that for a second. All over 4. Square root of 4 is 2. So 6 plus minus 2i square root 17 all over 4. And we have a situation where we can simplify. We have a 6, a 2, and a 4. Divide them all by 2. And we get our final answer, which will be 3 plus minus I square root 17 all over 2. And that's your last answer.